Yo, yo, yo. Been a little while, so I'll try and remember how to do this. Basically talk rubbish for 10-15 minutes, yeah? Nice. Right, today we've got a Jinhao 88. I do occasionally get requests for slimmer pens, so I think this will fall into that category. A slim budget pen, if you will. So you can pick these up, as I did, on AliExpress for around about £5 British pounds. Or whatever equivalent you may use. That's including VAT and postage. A bit less, obviously, if you live in a non-VAT registered country. That's the public service announcement out the way, boys and girls. So Jinhao, cheap and cheerful, metal pen. Straight off the bat, you can see a bit of chippage there. I dropped it at some point, but it does nicely demonstrate that, it's not the most protected lacquer in the world. I would go so far as to say it's basically painted metal, but that's fine. So these on the barrel, they are grooves that you can see along the barrel, but not on the cap. So you've got smooth cap. I'm sorry about my focus. I'll tell you what, let's move Bill out of the way. So smooth cap and with the grooves on the barrel, and you've got a matte kind of faux blind cap on the back finial there. With a gloss cap finial in kind of ruthenium-esque dark chrome, same as the clip. Clip is reasonably usable, not too stiff. It is a slip cap, and you've got a black matte metal section there, and a steel Jinhao number 5 fine nib in this case. These come, or at least I saw them listed, for extra fine, fine and medium. Plastic feed. Little flare out there to stop your fingers going onto the nib. Cartridge converter. Converter included. Jinhao converter, so kind of standard Chinese converter fitting. There's no O-ring on the barrel here. And you've got metal on metal. So, although I would not say, I've road tested this at work and whatnot, I think maybe once the barrel did come undone. But it hasn't been like day to day, and I've used it a fair amount. And a nice slip cap action. Cap is secure and doesn't, although you can turn it, it doesn't turn all over the place. Pretty secure that. What do I do next? Forgotten now. So colour options that I could see was black, red and blue for the finish. Should we see what it looks like next to some other pens? Okie dokie. So next to some other pens, we've got the Jinhao 88 in the middle, flanked by two of the thinnest pens I could find in the house. So you've got the Faber-Castell Neo Slim, which I have reviewed before, and the Lamy CP1, which I haven't got to yet. Very similar pens. As you can see, ever so slightly thicker than these two, which are slim, but on the slimmer side, certainly when you compare it to, I don't know, what I would go for standard pens, I suppose. So you've got the Lamy Safari Twisby Eco, Diplomat Excellence A2, Waterman Experts, and then the Jinhao Wing Sung 630, standing in for a Mont Blanc 149, Pelican M1000, Pilot Custom 823, and a Platinum 3776. For a bit of reference, bear with me 1 second. So I've just taken the Faber-Castell and the Lamy CP1 just for a little side-by-side comparison. So as you can see, just a little bit girthier, but still on the slimmer side, and comparable for length, certainly with the CP1, with the Neo Slim being a little bit longer. I'm sorry about the glare, but it's a bit gloomy in here, so I've had to put on a bit of artificial light. I do apologise. Let us go and do a writing sample. I apologise for all the cuts today, but you know, what can you do? So we have a Jinhao 88 with a fine steel nib, and the ink is Waterman. Mysterious, spelt wrong. Blue, which I am liking at the minute. I'm in a bit of a blue stage, and quite a nice blue-black, well behaved anyway. It's a very nice, smooth writer with a good flow. I'd say it's a standard fine, comes out at a standard fine. Just do it quickly. Keeps up no probs. Say decently wet, good flow on the fine there, not gushingly so, but very nice. For variation, so with no pressure, and then it's stiff, you can squeeze it a tiny bit, but you're going to have to be careful because you don't want to break your nib, but you can get a little bit out of that. There's a bit of give. But yeah, very nice. Right, I do find the Jinhao number 5 size nibs a tad more reliable than the number 6 size, or more consistent in what you might or might not get, whether you're going to get a good one or a bad one, I should say. But yeah, does write very nice. So it's a handy daily carry. Obviously, if you then break it, drop it, lose it, damage it, it cost about £4 or £5, or whatever your equivalent might be. Let me unlock that focus there for you. So yes, does the job. Goes in the shirt pocket and whatnot. As I mentioned, look, if you drop it or whatever, you might chip your paintwork. Let's get that out of the way so that this can focus a little bit. Wee. Yeah, nice little daily carry pen. For someone who likes a slimmer pen. Sorry, focus is really annoying me. As I say, snap cap, convenient. I've had that unscrew once, but it's quite well on there. It's not a day-to-day occurrence. This is not focusing at all, is it? Very, very sorry. So yeah, not a bad cheap alternative. I haven't got too much more to say, I'm afraid. It's quite quick for me, isn't it? I'll tell you what I will do quickly. I shall weigh it for you, which will save me writing it all down. So there's barely any ink in this. So pen on its own is 31.5 grams. And then the cap is 10.9. And then pen without the cap is 20.6.5. So there's a decent bit of weight in there. It's quite nice. Just for a quick comparison, if I stick the Faber-Castell on there, it's about 20.5. So you're talking about 10 grams heavier. So if you like heavy and slim, good cheap alternative there. My calipers are still on the blink a little bit, so I will pop the measurements in the description. Hope you didn't find this too dreadful, and I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.